Welcome to the Orbit of Joy Signature Workshop Orientation. I am Parag Bhayani, practice my life skills and born in a great family. I'm a B Mechanical and MBA in HR. I'm NLP certified and I'm a certified project manager from US and UK as well. I'm a technology certified professional. I've been doing a lot of technology trainings over last 26, 27 years. And I'm a life and a business coach as well over the last 26 years. Out of my own passion, I've been doing a lot of cycling, and I promote Go Green initiative, and I've done about 11,000 kilometers of cycling over the 10 different states of India. So what are the different offerings I have for you? So I have Orbit of Joy workshop at 3 different levels, at design level changes, preventive maintenance, and the breakdown maintenance. So to begin with, the design changes we can bring when probably someone is at around age of 12, 13, and we can bring the thinking of the mindset of the goals. So we have Orbit of Joy sapling. We have Orbit of Joy young minds. That is a preventive maintenance, what I call it as. And that's where we want to probably install the habits of thinking in goals, and not only just thinking. As I said, we want to install the habits. So we want to set the goals, we want to achieve those goals, and then we want to make sure that life becomes as new definition. And then comes our Orbit of Joy signature workshop for age group of 22, 23 and above. That's typically the breakdown, because when we probably finish our education, we are working professionals, and then life gets into a roller coaster, and that's where we need some kind of a breakdown, maintenance of our life. So what are my mission, values, and role? My role is a catalyst, and I will accelerate your journey of achieving your goals for sure. Yes. And the value which I subscribe is to impart right knowledge and the complete knowledge. And the mission I'm working on is be the joy and help you also become the ambassador of the joy. So what are the typical midlife crises we come across? Maybe financial crisis, many of us. The career dilemma, switching the job, career satisfaction, the experience, or maybe we are looking for the next level, the next position, the next up in the hierarchy, maybe the salary hike for many of us. Sometimes we get into the health crisis as well, right? Yeah. Or we may get into sometimes the relationship stress, and we want to manage that. Typically, in the age group of maybe 26 onwards, it could be anytime in even mid 30s, yeah, or even in mid 40s. Or it could be about our family priorities, going on a dream vacation with the family, spending some quality time with the family, or it's about relatives, friends, yeah, or maybe new educational demands. We want to probably upskill ourselves, yeah, and probably acquire some of the new, maybe this professional skills. Now that's how the real life is, real messy. At maybe suddenly the different priority pops up, and we don't know where are we getting stretched, and sometimes we are stretched on finance, sometimes we are stretched on health, sometimes we are stretched on family, sometimes we are stretched on relatives, and it goes on. So after the workshop, what are we aiming at? Primarily the clarity of each and every compartment of our life, and making sure that we have a right priority for every compartment of our life. We also want to ensure that we develop new lifelong habits, and the habits work, right? We know, and habits have worked for us in the past also. So why not have some new good habits? So what's exactly the workshop is all about? Workshop is a template of life. What if I ask you, were you an artist at any point of time in your life? Can you draw something? Probably many of us are not. We cannot draw. If you cannot draw, and if I provide you a stencil of a drawing, would you be able to draw? Yes, we will be able to draw. So if I provide you a stencil of Ganesha's idol, you will be able to draw very easily, isn't it? So this workshop is exactly like that stencil, and you can lead your life successfully. So the way we go about is to start with identifying our dreams and then picturizing those dreams, then getting into a goal setting, and then applying our resources to achieve those goals. Now, what the workshop is not about, as much as we know what the workshop is, it's important to know what the workshop is not. So this workshop is not any kind of a discourse where you will come here and probably listen to me over the next 20 hours and probably just go back thinking that, yeah, this guy talks very well. Yeah. So it's not a discourse for sure. It's not a motivational talk that this 20 hours, maybe, you will be absolutely up to do a lot of things. And maybe after those 20 hours, back to the zero. And probably you will not move even a single step. So that's not a motivational talk. It's not like an NLP workshop where probably we'll be working on your past and probably some images and probably clear off your belief. Certainly not. It's not about stress management. It's not about how to make money fast. That's the last thing to worry about. Absolutely. So this is not the workshop is about. Okay, workshop is, as I said, it's a template for leading the life successfully. And this template you can keep on applying, keep on renewing every 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, any time of your life, you can apply this template and renew your life. So how do we go about actually executing the workshop? So we start with adjusting your focus, just like maybe a classic camera man who would like to take a best picture. He would definitely adjust his focus to get a perfect clarity of the picture. So as we need that clarity in our life. So we run through a proven questionnaire. The questionnaires are run which are in most popular top B schools or top maybe the universities across the globe, and that helps us get the clarity of what we want in the life at a current context of the life, maybe for the next 2 to 3 years or 5 years. From there we get into the visualization, because our brain understands pictures better than words, pictures better than the numbers, pictures better than the alphabets. Yeah, so we visualize our maybe the future state, and then we convert that future state in the form of maybe the goals, and that's where our signature model comes in, AGSLV framework. And using that AGSLV framework, we go ahead and set up our goals, apply our resources, and one thing I can promise you, after the workshop you will be having a blueprint of how to achieve these goals. So what is a typical workshop schedule? A typical workshop schedule starts on maybe a day one, typically a 1 week before the workshop. I prefer Sunday, but it depends on how I announce the workshop. Let's assume it's on Sunday, and I'll run through the workshop's questionnaire. That's where you will adjust your focus and answer all the questions for yourself. You are not going to share any of these answers with me or anybody in the class, anybody in the workshop. It's your personal answers for yourself. Now, after working on those answers, you will do certain homework over the next 5 days, or maybe next 2 days, next 3 days, depends how much time we have in hand. Typically, I would prefer 1 week. Yeah, and you would go back and probably look at those answers and visualize maybe your future state, and then prepare maybe your visual picture of your future state, and then come to the workshop. I will also be giving you some homework about writing some logs, which would probably demand only about 20 minutes in a day for you to invest, and then you come to the workshop. So when you come back to the workshop, you have the answers to the questionnaire, you have a visualization of your future state, you have your logs ready with you, and now you come for the workshop. In the workshop, we'll apply AGSLV model to set the goals, and after setting the goals, we'll see how to achieve those goals. Yes, and we will probably chase our goals from the very moment. So in the workshop itself, I intend to actually transform your at least three goals and have a blueprint for all those three goals. And then maybe you can go back and probably enhance that and make it for maybe about 5 goals in the next 3 to 5 years, and then achieve all your goals. Now, let's look at some of the success story. Kailash Sharma, a very good friend of mine, he joined the workshop in April 2019 and he achieved his one of the stress goal in less than 3 months. He was, having his overdue PhD program and yet he was working over last 7 years and he was struggling to finish it off. But after the workshop, he got the clarity and he just nailed it in about just 3 months. A lady who attended the workshop in April 2017, Aparna Upasni, and she set up a goal, at almost a midlife age. She set up a goal to get certified German teacher. And guess what? She got certified in September 2020. And she attended with many youngsters in the class, and those youngsters ended up, telling her that you are our role model who could come and probably be so sincere in the class and complete it. So she could not only complete it, but now she is pursuing her career as a professional German teacher. Rajiv Parekh, he also joined in April 2017, and the gentleman set up a goal of owning a luxury car. And he was very specific. He set up a goal of having Mercedes C-Class, sports edition car. And guess what? 10 months down the line, I get a call from him saying that you are the first person should be knowing this good news that today I'm the proud owner of this Mercedes-Benz C-Class sports edition car. A girl, Madhurima Neil Padil, very enterprising, joined the workshop in April 2018 and she had several goals in her goal sheet. And guess what? As I'm talking to you, she nailed all of them. She had a salary hike, she had about promotion, she wanted to go on adventure bike tour. She came along with me in December 2019 and she wanted to be, buying an ambassador car for the family. She wanted to have a job switch. All of them, she nailed it. A gentleman joined the workshop in Mumbai, Devang Ambavi, in May 2017, and he was in a typical dilemma of career puzzle that should I leave the job after about nearly 12 to 13 years of experience and start my own enterprise? And guess what? 6 months down the line, after the workshop, he left the job and he started his own CF farm. And now, as I'm talking to you, he's a successful entrepreneur who is also providing employment to a lot of budding CAs. Nidhi Agarwal, I'm a big fan of her. She also attended the workshop in May 2017. And guess what? She solved her relationship puzzle. The most difficult of all to solve. Trust me, we can solve our financial maybe puzzle. We can solve our health puzzle. Yes, we can probably solve our maybe career puzzle in terms of promotion, salary hike. Absolutely. But solving a relationship puzzle is the most difficult. And she solved it. She, had a challenge in the relationship. She actually ensured that she could resolve that. And not only that, she eventually got settled in London, happily married, and now she's planning to grow her family. Thank you so much. So these are 6 sample case studies, but there are large number of people, nearly about 600 to 700 people who have come back to me in the last 3.5 years, sharing their success stories. And I'm extremely grateful to them because I spent only 2.5 days in the workshop. So as I said, my job was only the catalyst. But after the workshop, what they did in their real life made the difference in their life, and I'm absolutely grateful to them for doing what they did for their own life. So just guess what kind of a fee model or what should be the fee for this kind of a workshop, this kind of a life-changing workshop. Just guess a number. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you. We have an absolutely pioneering fee model. Yes, I decouple the finance from the education. I don't couple them. It's decoupled. Now, when I say decouple means what? I take the ownership of imparting the knowledge and the skill. You take the ownership of making the payment of the fee. And I decide the agenda for you as what is that knowledge I'm going to impart. as much as you decide how much you are going to pay depending upon how much you get impacted. So it's purely up to you. After completing the workshop, you decide for yourself how much you got impacted, and then just transfer the money, to my bank account. I will never ever come back to you asking a question, how much you paid and why did you pay, what did you pay. Yeah, so it's complete empowerment to the participant to decide the fee for themselves. So what next? Book your seat now. You can call me at 9890915271, or you can WhatsApp on that number, or just drop me an email at parag@orielknowledge.com, and I shall get you onto the workshop. Thank you so much and see you soon.